Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up. Got a great weekend coming up, so I know you're excited as I am. This is always a special day. Friday just always got a little tingle, even as a teenager, knowing I was going to get outdoors and do something for the weekend. So I still feel that. I don't know about y'all, but the high today is only going to get out up to 58, and low tonight is going to be warmer than it was last night. It's going to be 10 degrees warmer. It'll be 38. So just good, cool February weather. Enjoy it while we can, because in July, I know we'll be asking, where's that cool weather at? Water temperature, it's been fascinating watching it just level off at 58. It's just staying right there and hadn't moved. Let's take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola Bluntstown. I looked at this morning. I guess they're going to shut the gates up there at Chattahoochee at the Jim Woodruff Dam. I'm thinking about Saturday, probably after Saturday morning, because it's going to be showing up in Bluntstown Saturday night. When you see a drop that fast, they've shut the dam, and that's what's going on there. Now, also the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's level off like we said. It's going to be that way now for the whole weekend, going on into the next week. Good level reading right there at the Choctawhatchee up there, Caryville. Now, our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Good, strong tides. Really good weekend to get out and fish. The wind's not going to be too bad. It's going to be really, really good time to get out there. It's going to be cool, but it's going to be some really good tides. Our low tide will be coming in at 2:37 this morning, and a high tide at 5:36 tonight. So it'll be that incoming tide and a good time to get out and fish. Remember, you want to fish those moving tides. Marine forecast coming out north at 5 to 10. And let's go and do our fish and game forecast for today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. The times we're looking at some believable times as far as us getting out there. What I mean by that, us getting out there and doing it, because you're looking at 7:15 to 9:15 this morning, and 7:15 tonight. Both those are reachable, and I know last Friday night, 3 of my students went out and gigged some sheephead and flounder on a Friday night about that time right there. So if you get a chance to and have opportunity, certainly take advantage of it. Okay? All right, that takes care of all of our weather, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Glad you're with us. I know you're getting excited for the weekend as I am. We got a lot of us have a 3-day weekend. It's closed on President's Day, so we had a lot of opportunities. Alabama hunting season over, but a lot of fishing going to be getting started, and hunting still going strong in Florida. So let's take a look now. I got just 3 pictures, and I don't want to take but a second. And the first one, not an outdoor picture. I promise these 3 kids, I put them on TV, and they signed. These are 3 of my outdoor ed students. I know they're not dressed up for the outdoors, but Wednesday afternoon up at Mosley, all 3 of them signed athletic scholarships. And these are just 3 great kids. I just love them, and I want to tell you who they are from left to right. That's, of course, I think most of y'all can recognize me. Next to me is Elizabeth Vickers. She signed a soccer scholarship at the University of West Florida. In the red dress is Stevie Marie Mullins. She signed a soccer scholarship to Samford up there in Birmingham. And then right next to them is Casey Pridgeon, and he has signed a swimming scholarship to South Georgia. And that all 3 of those are straight A students, and just they really didn't know a whole lot about the outdoors. Now, I've taught most of their parents, and the parents are good folks and all, and these kids I promise you, they're going to enjoy the outdoors once they settle down with their lifestyle and all. And good kids. I just want to congratulate all of them there. And I told you I'd put y'all on TV. All right, let's get a fishing picture here now. Listen, we're talking about bass fishing right around the corner. We're talking about the pre-spawn and the different things going on. And this is Jacob. Let's see. I gotta find a name here. Let's see. I got one more. All right, let's go to this other picture. The 2 pictures I'm going to show. All right, this is Alan. I had 2 Allens, well, I got me confused. This is Alan Hawkins with a buck right here. All right, Alan Hawkins got a nice buck, late season buck here, and then go back to this is Alan Bunch at Lake Seminole on the big bass. So we got a bass. Is that not typical of Florida Panhandle? Show 2 outdoor pictures. One's a bass and one's a buck here in February. Okay. Now, one of the things too, I was telling about planning for next year, for next hunting season. I've already started planning for next hunting season, and I've already I've made some decisions. I think I've hunted Alabama the last few years and really enjoyed it. I haven't hunted it heavy, just going up there maybe three to four times at the most, maybe 3 times really, and it's $300, but it's worth it to me because it's good quality hunting. But I think next season I have an opportunity to go up to Kentucky and deer hunt a couple of times, and it's the same amount of money. And I want to hunt different states, especially as I get ready to retire and have more time to do it. So I'm really looking forward to it. That's one of my goals on my hunting season next year, is to have 2 goals. One of them is to hunt another state, which it looks like it's going to be Kentucky. I've never hunted there in my life, so I'm looking forward to it. And another thing I want to do next hunting season, and I've mentioned this already, I want to go back and hunt the sandbar deer. I did it when I was 20-some years old with a little bow and arrow, and I was outmatched and outsmarted, but I haven't done it since then. And it's just challenging it to me, and I've looked at the, it's going to be like December 15th, and they're 200 permits, and I've checked the records in the past 15 years. There's only been like 100-something hunters, and they average maybe 3 to 4 hunt on a weekend, 3 or 4 sandbar on that hunt. So that's to me a little bit challenging. So I want to go back and do something like that. Now I want to take you quickly, if I got time. We've been tying knots in our outdoor ed class, and I was thinking about viewers and all, and it's so much fun. Those kids really get a kick out of it, and we tie about 24 knots. I don't expect them to learn all 24, but I pick out 5 super knots and write on boards like the boat. 5 knots I know they'll use in their lifetime, and they do learn those. I get 20 points apiece. But to help you out on it, there's all kind of apps that you can get, and I got this in a while back, and I show it, but I let my kids teach each other how to do it. We don't really do it off the screen, but I want to show you this real quick. It's called Animated Knots by Grog. Now this one costs like $4, but you can get them free. If you just go to Animated Knots, you can get them free, and they'll show you. I mean, you can look in the category on the left, any kind. Let's go to, I'm going to hit the boating category. So that's going to show you a boating knot, okay? And I just pick out, let's do the bowline, which is very simple. I'm going to touch on it, and then what it'll do, it'll just walk you through on how to do it. And you can teach your kids. That's one of the most popular knots in the world, really. All sailors use it. And it'll just do that. So I've been real pleased with it. I don't teach a lot doing this because, like I say, I let them teach each other, and they learn better that way. But for someone just want to teach your kids or your nieces, nephews, or my favorite one is a highwayman, and we'll maybe show you that on air one day too. But anyway, just be aware of that. That's something fun. Okay, let's. I also wrote down here the third fog. We're going to go ahead and this be the first time we mention it on February the 13th, the third fog of the year of March, and we'll go ahead and start putting that on the calendar now when he's marking those fogs. So that's when the Spanish will be coming in. So it's about 1 month away. But I always have a little smiley face somewhere when those little fogs come in and put it on my calendar on the refrigerator. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. I want to go and do this first to remind myself so I won't forget it. I want to wish a very happy Valentine's Day to all you beautiful ladies out there, all ages. I want you to have just a wonderful day with your loved ones and all. And I just, in my situation, I go from granddaughter to wife to mom. So I hit three generations. And you make sure that you get something special for that sweetheart in your life. It's very special to them. And I was a joke the other day now when I said give them a choice. Honey, it's Saturday. You want to go hunting or fishing for Valentine's? That was a joke, okay? And also, Lori Jernigan from Bonifay won this cow from Panhandle Outdoors. And a special happy Valentine's to all you ladies that watch our show. We appreciate it. Okay, well, another thing, too, let's see, I wrote down, we got to do this drawing, but don't forget, like I said, Monday and Tuesday will be 2 special shows. All our shows are special, but Monday I'm got Bobby Smith on, talking about his record of bass fishing, phenomenal. He has a book this thick where he's logged every catch with the weather and everything about it. Just fascinating. We're going to really enjoy Bobby Smith. And Tuesday we're going to have the show coming on with Mason Woodrick and Ashley Woodrick. One misses big buck and one gets a big buck, and it's really fascinating. It's a cast and call video, and I just had to show it in case you hadn't seen it. Okay. Now I want to also mention. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do our drawing because we're getting ready for our video. Okay, this be the first one, of course, $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood. Some good food down there, and their food is, I promise you, their fish is fresh off the boat because I've seen them. And winner there, John Taylor from Boat Race Road. John Taylor, $20 right here, and a big red snapper is going to be, it's down here in the bottom, and that's going to be Joe Regadio, Southport. All right, Joe got a red snapper, right, red on this, and 20 on this. All right, let's set up a video. The video's from Tuesday night. Mark and Michael Cow were giving that little seminar, and had a great turnout. I know 75, 80 people there. And I think the prize for who traveled the furthest had to been Bobby Lee, who came all the way from Carabel, all the way here to Panama City Beach to hear that seminar. So it was great to see you, Bobby Lee, the brother of the infamous Joe Lee, who watches the show all the time. And it's just great to see everybody there. A lot of folks watch Panhandle Outdoors, and it was just really good to see y'all. I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to everybody, but I had to get home pretty quick because I had a lot of stuff to do. So I enjoyed it. So it's a little 5-minute video. Then we're going to come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. All right, Jeff. We're headed to the Redfish Clinic. Got my son Chip here. How's it going, buddy?
Hey.
They drove me out here.
Yeah.
Goes up by the airport, right?
Yeah. You're on Panhandle Outdoors.
We're going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you very, very much. You guys are in for a treat. We're talking about the father-son team of Mark and Michael Coward. I mean, these guys are, simply put, they're as good as it gets. They really are. They have the knowledge, the expertise. They know how to find fish. They know how to catch fish. And they have the ability to explain it to where you understand it. Where even guys like me can say, I can do this. So you're really going to enjoy what they tell y'all tonight. So, again, thank everybody for coming. Guys, let's welcome Mark and Michael. I can say one thing, as good as they are at what they're getting ready to do, they're even better people. They're the kind of people you'd like to say are my friends, and I'm very proud to say they are my friends. So here they are, guys. Y'all enjoy.
You know, Michael and I, we do these things, and we'll do them all over the Southeast. We'll do it at Bass Pro Shop. There'll be 300 or 400 people at it. I like it when it's a small group like this because I feel like it's more personal. I feel like I can reach up and touch somebody, and it, for me, is way more fun. Michael, who most of y'all know us, made a comment to me a little while ago. He says, if anybody doesn't realize the impact Panhandle Outdoors has on this community, Coach Chester, you can stand up back there. You stand back there. Everybody's Coach Willis, Chester, Panhandle Outdoors. You know, and most of you in here watch this show. I had more of y'all come up and say, I see you and Michael, I see you and Bill, I see you and Winston on the show. I will tell you what makes this a little different is that we look at this fishing the same way you do. We love it. And we're out there fishing when the weather's bad. We're out there fishing when everybody else is at the beach. They're all playing golf. We're out fishing. But one thing that happened about 3 years ago is our tournament fishing skills and our tournament fishing experience, it started stacking itself. And then all of a sudden, little things started clicking. Michael would say, you know, Dad, why did we just catch those fish there? Or Michael would go, I told you, Dad, that's where they were going to be. You know, we fished an Oakley event a couple of years ago. I finished in the top 10 from the best redfish anglers in the country were at it. It was out of Destin. First place, $50,000. It was a serious tournament. We finished 8th. And you went and won a new boat on top of that. And the winners fished where, Michael? But where did they go? East Bay. Michael said, Dad, we need to go to East Bay. I said, no, we're not going to do that. Now, we're fishing in Destin, come all the way back into West Bay. The winners came into West Bay and went to East Bay. Michael had said that. And as a matter of fact, Coach Chester was at the Oakley weigh-in. Michael and I came off the stage, and we started, and Winston interviewed us, and in that interview, I said to them, I said, Michael said we should go to East Bay. He was right, and I was wrong. So oftentimes we second guess ourselves out of going to catch fish. We second guess ourselves out of being productive. We second guess ourselves out of putting redfish on the table that night or trout on the table that night. Yes, sir.
I noticed you don't have a swivel over there. And I'm just moving in this area and everybody tells me we need a swivel.
No, you don't need a swivel. And I will promise you'll get that before we leave. You can put a swivel on the bait. You're talking about up here where your line's jointed? Right, you don't want that. And I'll explain to you why people do that, because they don't know how to tie the knot. There's a knot that you're join that. You know how I know that? Because I used to have a swivel. I had a swivel. You can't be out there all day throwing top water with a big old stiff bass worm rod. A, you're not going to work it right. And B, you're going to be wore out. You know, a lot of you in here are relatively new. I got so many emails this week from people saying, I've only been fishing 3 or 4 months or a year or 2, and you just don't have that, why is this way, why is it that way? And I can promise you, I know exactly how you feel, because I was the guy 6 years ago tying a swivel on my line. 3 years ago, I was the guy using a little snap to attach my topwater baits instead of tying a loop knot. I mean, it doesn't take, that learning curve, once you start to get this, it goes pretty quick. I fish these in the winter like I fish a plastic worm. I fish my shrimp that way, the hula stick this way, this way, and the other one that's in there, which we'll go over to, the same way. I fish like I'm throwing a plastic worm. Hop it up, reel it down. Hop it up, reel it down. That's all I'm doing. Because if it's a lot of grass, they may be their backs out of the water. I guarantee you, kayakers have seen it. Michael and I have seen it. You get in the right spot, all of a sudden there's a bunch of tails just waving at you. I mean, that's fun there, man, I'm telling you. All right?
All right, welcome back. We're going to do the famous Friday fishing forecast. Got a lot of reports and not a lot of glowing reports, but I've got reports from all throughout the Panhandle, and some people are still catching some fish, even in some of that windy, cold weather we had early part of the week. We're going to start down in Carabel. Just got off the phone with Kim at Sea Quarters Marina, and she was telling me that Captain Jimmy went offshore, caught some nice grunts and nice sea bass, and his party was happy with that because that's some really good eating. Those sea bass taste really good. Now, along the RV campers, he was saying, they come by and get bait and all from Sea Quarters Marina out in front of Lanark Village. If you look at this, here's Carabel here, and you have Lanark Village down here, one of the original retirement villages in this part of the state, really north of Orlando, is Lanark Village. It's sort of a lot of old houses in it now, but it was a great retirement village back in the 50s and 60s. But the beautiful grass flats out front of here. And they're catching some speckled trout. In fact, that's the best speckled trout reports I've gotten on the backside of Dog Island in front of Lanark Village, okay? We'll move on down. She said, let's see, I wrote down the freshwater fishermen going up there. Jimmy also went up there and caught some brim. That was Captain Scott that went offshore. I'm sorry, and Jimmy went and caught the brim. Captain Scott went offshore. Jimmy went up here, moved up in here and catch them. There's nice places to catch brim. All this comes out of Tate's Hill, some really good water there, okay? Let's move on down quickly. Apalachicola Bay, the best bet in Apalachicola Bay. There's the East Point there. Again, you want to try to hit these sheephead. I mentioned this last week, sheephead around the bridge pilings. The bass fishermen are not doing very good down in here. I've talked to 2 or 3 different bass fishermen. They're all giving me the same story. The hybrid bass up by the railroad trestle, the old trestle up here. Let me move it down right there, the railroad trestle. Hybrid bass should be showing up there any time now, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's go down toward St. Joe Bay. Talked to Blair. You heard Blair's report yesterday on the phone. We're not getting a lot of fish out of St. Joe Bay right now, but I did at State Park. I did find out they're catching some whiting out of State Park here, which is very normal this time of year. Whiting from State Park, and also at the pile there. He also mentioned caught a huge sturgeon just off Indian Pass. I don't think I mentioned on air. We talked about it before he came on the air. One of the fishermen right outside the Indian Pass caught a huge sturgeon, caught and released them because they're protected and all. But you know, in the wintertime, those sturgeons are out in the Gulf, and that's when they're spawning. Then they get ready in the springtime to go back up the Choctawhatchee River and some in the Apalachicola River, and most of them they'll go up the Suwannee River. So if you catch something really heavy, feel like a log, it might be a sturgeon. All right. Now let's move on over here. Mexico Beach, got a good report right here from Captain Mitch Coleman of Florida Days Adventures. I'm just going to sort of read what he said. The water temperature at 59 was exactly what it is here. The whiting bite is still very good in the canal and jetties, and we showed you where to go on the canal and jetties down here. We showed you that last week. So the whiting bite has been really strong right in there. He also mentioned the near shore, the catch and release. This is interesting now. We predicted this. People are enjoying coming in. Now, locals aren't doing this, but a lot of folks on these getting these charter boats this time of year, they just want to go fishing, and they're catching and releasing red snapper, and they're having a ball doing it. Of course, I've talked to a couple of captains. Mitch is one of them. They just enjoy catching them, take a picture of them, let them go. So they're catching a grouper and snapper, catch and release, and it's becoming, and it's going to be as time goes on, it's going to be bigger and bigger. Catch and release. With a lightweight, medium spinning gear, 1 or 2 ounce egg sinker and a 5/0 circle hooks, and using northern mackerel and squid for bait. Okay, they're catching about 8 to 10 pound snappers and a few 13 to 15 pounders, and that's a ball catching those things. I don't know. It's hard for me to catch them and release them though, unless the season says that. All right, let's go down to. But I'm glad they're doing it. All right, let's come up to Panama City real quick. What's going on in Panama City? I wrote down the water clarity in the bay system is really good now. Really nice water clarity. The best thing they're doing, like you saw the pictures real quick, the gig and the sheephead, flounder, okay. Also, a few trout was caught over in Cook's Bayou. Also, the redfish and Grand Lagoon now hanging around the docks. They really never left. Mark Coward mentioned this the other day. Grand Lagoon always holds, in the summertime, holds some redfish. Well, they still in there, okay, according to the kayakers and red fishermen. One boat offshore, one boat 52 miles out, one boat 45 miles out. Got some nice amberjacks and tuna. All this now is going to be on the Famous Friday Fishing Forecast. Go to my website and read all of it. I'm going to even add more to it before I post it tonight. We've got to wrap things up for this week. It's been a wonderful week on Panhandle Outdoors. As always, we appreciate you watching the show. Y'all just have a great weekend in outdoors and always do something good for someone else. And we'll see you. God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.